wrestling fans, and... Whoa.
No, shut up. There's no time. You're Andy Kwan, I'm Sam Brooks. There's too much news. You've been gone. How was your holiday? Was it good?
It was very good. I got Sunday.
Great, fantastic. So Vince McMahon has fucking retired. He's gone. Yes, all of his fucking creative power, gone. Triple H is now in charge of creative and also talent relations.
It's all about the gamer. No, Kenny, get off the mouse, Ken. Ken, I'm trying to report a podcast. Ken, you're gonna turn it off again. Stop.
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, the McMahon-Helmsley regime, is now basically running WWE, along with some other guy named Nick, who we don't really care about because he's not important to the story.
It's my time. It's my time.
It's my time to run a company. Gonna get skulls and hire Poppy. It's my time.
I don't know what I'm doing now. So yeah, what a horrible time to, in a way, go on holiday.
Yeah, what a fucking horrible time for you to just up and leave, and I have to deal with all of this, being like, oh, Vince is gone? Oh, cool. Oh, he spent more money on that?
Do
great.
you know what...
Oh, John Laurinaitis is fucking gone? Oh, brilliant.
Do you know what the
fucking amazing.
The ironic thing about all this...
Oh, Brock Lesnar tipped over the fucking ring with a tractor. Oh, where's Andy? Oh, brilliant. He's on a fucking beach somewhere for 2 weeks.
I was literally...
For 2 weeks, you were on the same fucking beach.
Yeah.
Was it a good beach?
It was a very good beach.
You're a son of a beach, you know that?
Oh, I know. I always wondered what would happen if Vince ever died or retired or something, and where we would be, and I was like, let's go to the beach, let's go away. Hey, we can't do a Suplah.
So there's just a myriad of fucking news that has gone on since you've left, so let's just start from the top, shall we?
We have a comment, Samuel.
Oh, we do. It is from Antonio, who
Everybody's
says...
talking about me.
It is from Antonio, who says, I wonder what the stock is going to look like on Monday. It is currently, at the time of writing, $66.30 a share. You want advice? Buy low, sell high. When stock falls, buy more shares, so when it rises again, each share is worth more. There you go, it's a lesson in Wolf of Wall Street economics right there from Antonio.
Ooh,
let's actually check the stock prices now, honestly.
I'm looking at it right now. It is up. It's up $73.
Oh, that's a whole $6.
Is that good?
Is that good? Is that bad? Did you buy? Did you sell? You have to let us know. And you know how you can let us know? You can let us know in the comments below. Oh yeah, Brock came back, by the way. We should probably start with that. Brock Lesnar did walk out of SmackDown, but he did come back.
Which is really weird.
He did appear at SummerSlam.
And drove a tractor.
And tipped over the fucking ring while Roman was still in it.
He can't read and he can't write, but he can drive his tractor into a ring.
You're going to get a pounding in Tractor Town.
Oh, God, yeah, that...
Have you seen that? That god-awful shirt design. Something you're going to Pound Town with a tractor.
Oh,
it's got a fucking horrible caricature of Brock Lesnar on it, and it's got some weird, like, homoerotic subtext on the front of it.
I thought you were referring to that MP who, like, was looking up porn in the Houses of Parliament, and he was like, no, I was looking up tractors, honestly, I swear to God.
Oh no, it says the following, get ploughed down at Tractor Town. It's got a really horrific looking caricature of what I think is Brock Lesnar, but it looks like Porky Pig with a fucking beard and a cowboy hat.
Porky Pig with a fucking beard.
That's what it looks like. It's hard. I mean, WWE have an amazing track record of selling shirts that no one with any sort of common decency would fucking wear out on the streets.
I don't know why.
This is one of them.
I don't know why did they design these shirts? At least when they made Austin 316, it was like, all right, fair enough.
It's just some fucking Impact font on a shirt. That'll sell. Fucking great. This one, get ploughed down at Tractor Town.
Get ploughed.
It's like that old APA shirt that says always pounding ass. Like, there's a certain community that's going to be very, very happy to own this shirt. So, SummerSlam.
Yep. SummerSlam.
It was the first event under the Triple H regime. And by God, did they make that obvious.
Yes, they really, really did.
Biggest takeaway from it was, I think it was even the opening match, where you had the women's Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch match, during which Bayley returned, bringing with her Dakota fucking Kai, who was released a while ago but now she's back. That's amazing.
Wow.
As a Dakota Kai fan, that's amazing. And not only this, they finally called up Iyo Sky from NXT. But some things will stay the same. They changed her name, Andy.
Oh, goody, I knew it. I knew nothing. All things can't always
Because
change.
she comes out, right? You hear the music. You know her music. She writes a theme tune, sings the theme tune. You know her song, right? But Corey Graves is calling her Iyo Sky. I'm like,
is he just
no.
an idiot, or...?
That's Iyo Sky. The Titantron says Iyo Sky. That's who she's been in NXT for. Why are you calling her Iyo Sky?
I think he's just stupid, though, is he? I don't know, like...
No, apparently they just changed her name to Iyo Sky, so... Her name before. Her first name, Iyo, I-O. Someone like, how do you pronounce these two letters? I-O, O, U. Like, not because people like you are going to have difficulty with it. They added a Y. They added a Y, smack bang in the middle, so it's I-O or E-O. I think that makes it worse, somehow, because there's a lot less phonetic possibilities with I-O than there is with I-Y-O. And they changed her last name to Sky. So, Shirai, Sky, it rhymes, same S, so it's similar. It's not like they changed her name to fucking Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. Like, they didn't just make her a fucking, like, completely different individual.
Yeah, thank God for that.
They just added in and removed a couple of letters. That's fine by me. So, you've got the supergroup of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Iyo Sky. That's cool. That's really good. And, what else happened at SummerSlam? Roman Reigns took away both belts. Still. So, Brock is gone. He's been sent out to greener pastures.
With his tractor.
Theory was made to look like a bitch, which I'm a fan of. Oh yeah, Logan Paul had his match. Remember when in WrestleMania we were like, where does he rank on the bunny scale? Is he any good? Yeah. SummerSlam has proven that he's...
Okay, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, and he said Logan Paul, so my brain just switched off there for 2 seconds, so...
Okay, yeah, granted, the name and the guy, it has a lot of baggage, but to me, I'm okay with it. Honestly, I have energy that I could spend being mad at other things than I could about Logan Paul just existing on television.
Yeah, there's probably worse things in the world.
If he were a terrible wrestler, I'd be like, oh, this anger is justified. But because he's good enough, so, like, he's athletic, he's got the charisma, I'm like, okay, sure, why not? Still feuding with The Miz, I think, who is going through his own little sub-story of trying to prove how massive his testicles are.
And being at Woodstock 99.
Oh, yeah. Anyone who watches the Netflix documentary, the new Woodstock 99, you know? That wonderful event where nothing bad happened at all.
No, it was a perfect festival. Nothing went wrong at all. That's what I took away from it. It was just your standard festival, to be honest. Nothing bad happened at all.
Yeah, okay, stop the joke. Stop the joke. It's gone far enough. Don't need to walk the dog anymore, just let's go home.
I don't have a dog.
So The Miz is just in the intro. He's just there. He's talking to the camera. You can tell it's The Miz. He's like, woo yeah, Woodstock! But he's like really young. It's like, really weird. He's just there. It's weird to see wrestlers like before they make it big.
Do you think when they were editing it, they were like, oh, I know who that is?
Just like the Leo DiCaprio thing, like, oh, look at that. It's Mike Mizanin.
Mike Mizanin? Is that...
What a fucking coincidence, though. Of all the fucking people that were at that festival, in that crowd...
No, he strikes me as the type of guy...
They chose to put the camera right to him.
He definitely strikes me as the type of guy, especially younger Miz, being like...
Well, I mean, he was
real
on the real
world
world.
Miz would have been. Yeah. He was a giant frat boy, so like, of course he's...
Was the real world happening at this point? I don't know. I don't know the timelines, but...
I don't know, but he definitely was like frat boy.
Yeah, the camera just gravitated towards him, and so the rest is history. But perhaps the biggest takeaway from SummerSlam is that infamous tractor spot. Brock Lesnar comes out to the ring driving a front-loader tractor. Because, you know, he's got a farm. If you didn't already know, he comes dressed out like a fucking farmer with a cowboy hat every week. In case you didn't know, he has a fucking front-loader tractor, and he drove it to the ring, And during the match, he gets in the fucking tractor and tips the ring over, or at least lifts it up so it's like a 90-degree angle.
Oh, the ring was all bent and shit.
And Roman just fucking Muppet falls out of the fucking ring, like, blah, 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 blah. And he still fucking wins. And Theory comes out and just tries to beat him up with a briefcase, but Roman just takes it from him and is like, no, fuck you. And just beats him to death with the briefcase. And he buries Brock Lesnar underneath a series of tables and inanimate objects, and that's how he wins. So,
I hate that spot.
Fair enough.
I honestly hate that spot.
Have you actually seen this match?
I've seen the track a bit.
Okay, so you haven't seen the match. My point was going to be is that this is my favourite match of theirs. And granted, that's not hard, because the bar is on the floor. But, because of the sheer insanity of this one, like they had no limits, I think it went really well,
So,
all things considered.
okay, I might go out my way to watch it then, but
You're not going to fucking complain, Andy. It's not like his other matches that you have convinced yourself are all the same.
how many
Even though they're
suplexes
not.
does he do? 512?
Oddly enough, I didn't fucking count because I'm a normal fucking human being.
Well, clearly.
I'm not counting the fucking moves that happened in a match, Andy.
Did Paul Heyman get F5 through a table?
Yeah, he did.
Shit.
Yeah, it was good. It was actually good. It was well worth the price of admission, I would say. Well, unless you were, like, in that portion of the front row that was, like, in front of the ring but got tipped. It's like, well, now I can't fucking see, Brock. Cheers, mate. Real good, thanks.
What do you want him to do? F5 the tractor out of the way? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, he's F5'd a car before. I wouldn't put it past him.
Has he F5'd a car? I thought he F5'd a shark.
He did something to a car, didn't he?
I think
He
ripped the car.
beat the shit out of a car and like threw one of the doors into the audience and it hit someone.
He beat the shit out of a car.
I'm almost certain he did, like in
I
2015
know,
or
that's
something.
what I'm just saying. He beat the fucking shit out of a car.
Yeah, he beat the car up.
What
Car had
did
no
the car-
chance.
What did the car ever do to him?
It honked a bit too loudly.
Fucking F5.
So that was SummerSlam. I thought, yeah, for the first show under the Triple H era, if that's what we're calling it, because we talked about eras before.
Yeah, this
We don't
is
know
a
what
new
this era is. I said in that episode, if Vince were to go away, this would be the panic era. Because we don't know what the fuck's happening and we're going to all panic as a result. I like the panic era so far. I think it's really good.
I mean, so far, so good. I mean, we'll probably just vaguely talk about the era so far. So, like, so far, so good. Like, I think Triple H is doing a whole bunch of things, undoing the Vince-isms.
He is literally undoing the Vince-isms. For one thing, Johnny Ace is gone.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, finally.
Oh my god, it's a wrestling company and you can call them wrestlers. Holy
Yeah, they
mother of
lifted the
Jesus.
fucking weird ban they had on the term of wrestler. Like, are they going to start calling them belts now? Are they going to be sent to a hospital rather than a local medical facility?
You know what? I'm all for it. If
Are they going to start serving burritos and catering rather than steak wraps?
if Paul Levesque gets rid of all of the fucking Vince-isms that he's been shoving down our throats for the past, 40 years?
Yeah.
Fan fucking dabby dozy.
I mean, he's not only doing that, he's also bringing back certain people who were let go during the pandemic era.
Such
For
as-
example, Dakota Kai. Fucking good. That's a talent you want to keep. And Dexter Lumis on this past Raw. Also a good fucking choice. A good talent. I don't know why these people were let go in the first place.
Well, Sam, it could be because Vince McMahon did more bad things with money.
He did. They've unearthed, what is it, another 5 million?
Yep, they found another 5 million of just
That brings the
irregularities.
total up to like 20 million now. Just have sex for free, Vince. It's not hard. Everyone else does it. Why do you have to fucking spend all of his money on NDAs? Oh yeah, it's because you're a scumbag. That's why.
I mean, not
Who'd
everybody.
have thought?
I mean, not everybody. I mean, I'm
Okay, people spend money to have sex. Yes. Do they spend $20 million?
Well, for one night, I mean, that's a fucking expensive shag, mate. Like, Jesus.
For a series of shags over, what is it, like 10 years?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Like, oh, it was amazing. Okay, that'll be £20 million, please. Fuck off. What the hell? What are you talking about?
They better go to the fucking backyard and come back if they're doing that. If you know what I'm saying.
What?
So yeah, Vince is he's out completely. That's what we've heard. People have always been like, oh, he'd still secretly book things from the shadows like the Necromancer because he actually owns all of the fucking shares. It's like, well, yes, that is a plausible theory. Let's not be silly. However,
he still technically is a shareholder, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he owns a majority of the shares still. But that's all. He's not in the company. It's like if Nestle decided to invest and they owned all the shares. He's about as involved as Nestle would be.
Fair enough.
Just as a poor analogy there, but...
like, this just in, Candy Company buys WWE.
I wouldn't even be surprised, Andy, at this point. It wouldn't even be the craziest thing. But, yeah, Vince is basically just gone now, and, there are still issues, though. This isn't all entirely amazing. This isn't the resurrection of wrestling, because I have my first major issue, Andy, as an entitled smark with a podcast on the internet. I'm allowed to have one.
Good. Tell me your pain.
Have you heard the tale of a man called Karrion Kross?
Oh, I have heard the tale of Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross, otherwise known as Killer Kross, I believe, was in in Impact Wrestling as Killer Kross, and he and his now wife, Scarlet Bordeaux, were both in that company, and I think that there's some controversy behind them because they don't like vaccines because they're stupid, and that's all I know about them, to be fair. They don't like vaccines. Anyone who doesn't like a vaccine at this point, I just hate.
Well, here's a brief summary, because Karrion Kross made his NXT run sort of during the dark era of a Suplah, where we do shows like once every 3 months. So I didn't really get a chance to get on my soapbox about this guy.
Oh, here's your soapbox.
Or maybe I did and I just forgot, but... Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate it. So, Karrion Kross. He comes in as this dark harbinger of pain and suffering, is what I would describe him as. He comes out with the Fallen Prey theme. He has his evil hot wife. He dominates people. He does a lot of Saito suplexes.
I thought you were talking about his wife. Sorry, my apologies.
Everyone's fixated on his wife.
Yeah, because she's really hot.
Is she really? Is she really?
Oh, don't tell me something about her that I'm not gonna like. Like, I don't know, she's...
Is there an end to this sentence?
I don't know, like, fucking MAGA person? I don't fucking know.
I mean, probably, odds are in my company. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, sorry.
Karrion Kross came in. I think he beat Ciampa as his first opponent, who at that time was, like, the big NXT guy. And then I think he beat Keith Lee to win the NXT Championship, which he then had to vacate because of injury. Very sad. Wouldn't wish that on anybody, regardless of how I feel about him as a performer. And he comes back, and then he wins it again. I think from Finn Balor. And so, he had his run in NXT. He had his hot wife. He had his epic fucking Fallen Prey entrance with the grayscale filter and all the smoke and mirrors and shit. Which, yeah, it's cool. But I could do without Scarlett lip-syncing for her life to the song when she's on fucking Drag Race.
And don't fuck it up.
That's just my nitpick with her as doing all of that. She's clearly mouthing these words like, you don't sing it. This isn't your voice. What do you do? Why are you flapping around just singing Fallen Prey? There's no need for this. But he had the whole presentation thing in a Triple H run environment, and it's like, okay, this guy's probably going to succeed when he gets to the main roster.
Instead, he will look like a human condom.
He instead debuted wearing what I can only describe as Road Warrior BDSM gear. With a weird helmet and, like, body straps, and it's like... He didn't have his wife either. And they really didn't have any of the supernatural stuff that he was kind of known for. He didn't have any of that cryptic, like, fucking fireballs, like, tarot, TikTok shit. He's just a guy with a helmet. And then he got released. And so did his wife during the budget cuts.
Basically, he went from being a reasonably cool character to being a complete helmet.
Yeah, literally. Complete helmet. So then he got fired, and everyone was like, oh, well, that fucked up. That fucking sucked. But then, Triple H takes over the company. And who should return on SmackDown? None other than Karrion Kross with his wife to attack Drew McIntyre and show Roman Reigns the hourglass that goes tick-tock. That's another thing. I haven't really said why I dislike him yet. We'll run off the list now, okay?
Yes,
get the petty thing out of the way first. Number one, he has this gimmick where it's like, tick-tock, Karrion Kross is coming, like the harbinger of destruction, right? Your time is up soon, he will come and kill you, that kind of thing, you know? And yet they put an hourglass into the ring and turn it over, and it's like, oh, your time is running out. Hourglasses don't go tick-tock. That is a clock.
You don't see in Stranger Things Vecna being like, look at the sand, it's going tick-tock.
If anything, their catchphrase should be...
or just nothing, because they don't make any fucking noise.
They don't make any noise unless you put your fucking ear to it in an arena full of people. You're not going to hear shit. So it's like, okay, alright. That's just me being petty, though.
It's like they should have capitalized on Stranger Things and had, like, a giant clock.
Oh, because Scarlett's going to carry out a fucking grandfather clock, put it in the ring, and it goes boom!
There you go, perfect! I'm a genius. I want my royalties now, Hunter. Come on.
But how is she ever supposed to lip sync for her life when she's carrying a fucking grandfather clock on her back?
That's the point. She's too busy carrying a fucking clock.
Ah, you weigh her down. It's genius. I love it. But, okay, that's for petty reason out of the way. They are, I think, COVID deniers or anti-vax to some description. Yeah. Purely based on their likes on social media. That's where that comes from. And also, I find Karrion Kross as a wrestler to be so fucking boring and so fucking generic. Like, literally everything fucking stops as soon as that bell rings. And you just see him mow through jobbers and just... Okay, he has intensity, sure. But so do most people in the company and outside of the company. Like, there's nothing special about how he performs. I don't get it. Maybe it's just me. Well, actually, no, it's not just me. This is a popular opinion. He's a very 50-50 split. People are either like, oh, he's really good. He was so good in TNA, and now he's, oh, yeah. And then you have the other half of people who are like me, who are like, nah, this is the most fucking ruthless aggression, fucking generic core creator wrestler fucking shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, I like that. I'm the gamer.
And I don't get it. But that's just me. And now he's being positioned in this role where he's supposedly going to be the second biggest heel on SmackDown behind Roman Reigns. To which I say, why though? But why? Why are we doing this? Am I blind? Do I just not see what everyone else is seeing? Because several people in fucking interviews, like William Regal, Freddie Prinze Jr., etc., they all say how wonderful and lovely he is as a person. And like, when he got released, he was like, well, that did suck, but I'm not mad about it. I hope I can go back there someday. And lo and behold, he didn't burn the bridge. He was able to cross over it. Well done. Congratulations. However, I don't like him. That's such a weird thing to say about, like, a celebrity who you don't know, but just everything that I know about him, all of the facts that I have in the palm of my hand, like, I just don't see why he's worth the time. I really don't. And that's quite sad.
For me, it's almost like I don't want to compare the two. But you remember when Mark Mero debuted in WWF and he brought Sable along?
He had Sable, yes. Mark Mero himself was just completely unremarkable, but they were like, oh, I'd fuck your wife.
that's literally, I think that's what it is.
That is what it is.
That is what it is. It's like, Karrion Kross is boring as fuck, but fuck me.
The fuck, his wife has a big butt.
Like, I feel
That's
like
another
that
thing
is
as well. This is a company that's full of fucking attractive women. So many, I can barely count. Why is Scarlet special? Why, she's attractive, but so are fucking, like, I could name 10. I won't, but I could name 10 other women who I find attractive in that company who do more. They actually wrestle for one.
Different strokes, different folks.
But there's so many strokes for so many folks.
I don't know.
There's so many, Andy. Why do we need another?
You can't get enough strokes. What? No, God, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Or maybe you can't. Maybe you can't, Andy, but that's neither here nor there.
Lovely.
So, the Triple H era has brought back Karrion Kross, cool. Also brings back Dexter Lumis and Dakota Kai, so, it could be alright, it could be good. So far, I'm not hating it. I'm actually interested in what's going on with the company. Oh yeah, another rumor. Sasha Banks and Naomi might be coming back.
That's the rumor I heard, because who knew it was Vince all along, damn it.
Oh, who knew? Who fucking knew it was an old pervert that was fucking bringing the mood down? Who'd have thought? But yeah, no, apparently it's not confirmed as of yet, and there's been just like the usual dirty sheet reporting of like, oh, they've actually signed, but we're not meant to know, or I like not knowing. I would lose my mind if they just randomly appeared. It's like, oh, they're back now, because no one knew about Dakota Kai, or Dexter Lumis. I think Karrion Kross, the news broke like maybe 2 hours before it happened, but no one knew. And it was incredible because of that. Surprises are so infrequent now in wrestling. I would just love if Sasha and Naomi came back. Just no one knew it was coming.
It's like CM Punk coming back last night. No one had a clue and everyone went fucking ballistic. Like, everyone was just like, I think they even put a rumour out there that Punk was going to be out for even longer. Well, everybody fucking does that. They did that with Cena when Cena got hurt and he came back at that Rumble. And it was like, oh my god, how the fuck is this possible? That's because he wasn't that hurt.
That was my first Rumble.
Ooh.
I had no idea who John Cena was.
Oh,
I was very confused.
You probably would be.
I was like, who is he? Why is everyone going nuts? Oh, he waves his hand in front of his face. Okay, that's cool. And fucking 20 years later, here we are.
But like with Punk, like nobody knew, and that was a great moment. So if you keep saying that Sasha Banks and Naomi are coming back to the company, you're kind of ruining it. And they're probably going to come back. They'll probably come back at the end of this tournament. They'll probably come back at the end of the women's tag tournament.
The women's tag tournament. It actually happened now. It's happening. It's going. They're doing it.
And it
How weird is
Nikita
that?
Lyons, which is like the greatest thing ever.
Right? I mean, we were all like, oh, they just clearly forgot about this. Well, maybe Vince did. But Hunter, he definitely didn't. I mean, granted, it's still the same issue that we've always had with the women's division, and that it's randomly thrown together teams that just don't make any... Like, why is Nikki ASH on her third tag team partner in as many months? Like, I don't get it. Like, she was with fucking Rhea Ripley, and then I'm almost certain she was with someone else, and now she's with Doudrop.
They need to, like...
And she's wearing black? Is she a bad hero? Is she almost a super villain? Is she Nikki ASV? I don't know what's going on. I've not been paying attention. I don't know what's going on. It's very weird to just look at it.
I don't think they do at the moment.
I mean, to be fair, they're both Scottish, and that's probably as deep as the fucking Bond goes, so...
Oh,
but you've got, like, Alexa Bliss teaming with Asuka as well? Like, why is that a team? I'm going to try and see if I can get a full list of this bracket, because I'm just very confused about the whole thing.
I don't understand. Like, the one thing I request from... the game, what I request is please make more tag teams. Don't just throw people together. Like, actually make... teams. You were in one, for Christ's sake.
He was in like 10.
You've been in like 15,000 teams. Like Evolution, DX,
Two-Man Power Trip.
The Click, if that counts.
Yeah, he definitely tagged at one point. But anyway, The full bracket is as follows. We've already had our first match. It was the team of Iyo Sky and Dakota Kai defeating the team of Tamina and Dana Brooke. You know, that storied career tag team of Tamina and Dana Brooke.
The greatest tag team of all time.
Across the other half of the bracket, you have Alexa Bliss and Asuka versus Nikki ASH and Doudrop. Sure. Why not? Why the fuck not at this point? That gets really baffling when you look at the SmackDown side of the bracket. Because you have Raquel Rodriguez. You know, famously tag team partners with Dakota Kai in the past.
Okay.
Now she's teaming with Aaliyah.
That makes sense.
Sure. Why not? And then you've got Shotzi teaming with Xia Li. Sure. There's no similarities between them at all. And they've never once been positioned as friends at all. In fact, I'm almost certain Shotzi is a heel and Xia was a face. So I don't know why they're teaming.
Oh, they're like the odd couple.
Maybe I missed that, but I don't think they are, because otherwise I love odd couples and I'd be paying attention to it, but they're not, so I don't know. And then you have Natalya and Sonya Deville. Because, yeah, you know, the career tag team of Natalya and Sonya Deville. And then finally you have Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark from NXT.
My favourite tag team in the whole world.
Why is that, Andrew? Please explain.
Because...
Please expose your balls to everybody listening to this.
No, I'm good.
No, you're alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
You love their names. That's what it is.
That's it. Yeah, that's that money making names.
So that's the tournament. I mean, I'm glad that it's am I glad that it's happening? I don't know. As we said, it's the same issue that always happens with this shit. There's just randomly thrown together teams. Why should we care about them?
It's like they should establish teams first and then do a tournament.
I mean, Sasha Banks and Naomi were a fucking randomly thrown together team.
Yeah, they didn't make any sense.
I mean, this is when they started in, like, 2016? Whenever Team Bad was. It was them two and Tamina, right? Them being paired now is at least a callback to that. But everyone else, they are just there. And they're not fighting anybody for the championship of the main brand, so fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Speaking of the women's title pictures,
Yay.
Becky Lynch was injured during SummerSlam and now has a separated shoulder, and so has to go away and be injured for about 6 to 9 months or so, they say.
Well, shit.
But the bright side is that her farewell promo alluded to her becoming the man again.
Hooray! Because this gimmick has been pretty bad.
I think it's hit or miss. I think the looks, the outfits, have been better than the gimmick itself.
Yeah, but
So
not
that's
good,
just
is
me.
it?
Well, I mean, at least there's something. At least she doesn't look like shit and also have a shit gimmick, you know? It could just be both.
Oh, she
But-
could have still been that Irish, like...
Yeah, she
Big
could have been the Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance. What was
Yeah,
it?
that was the original gimmick in NXT, like... Beedle fiddly boo.
Fiddle-de-diddle-de-dee, fiddle-de-diddle-de-dee.
Because
Because that's going to make you money. Well done, Vince.
I was part Irish, so I think it'd be a great idea if you would just do a Jew. Do like diddly fiddly boo.
And
What
also
else
Liv
is
Morgan.
What's
Liv
that?
Morgan finally
Morgan.
conquered Ronda Rousey.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, thank God for that. Although
Ronda Rousey has been written off television.
people have been booing Liv Morgan, and I don't understand why.
Because people are dickheads, Andy, and they
yes, I know this.
they don't like it when their favorite underdog in the chase for the title actually wins the title. They hate when that happens. And so they have to fucking boo them when they win the title, because now they're not the precious underdog anymore. This is exactly what Becky Lynch said when she was feuding with Liv Morgan last year. She literally said in a promo, like, if the woman that you believed in so hard... actually won this title, you wouldn't believe in her anymore. Lo and behold, look what happens.
And you can't book him like a complete underdog because you have the Rey Mysterio effect, so you can't fucking win.
Although I think that is what's happening here, because the finish for the match at SummerSlam was Rousey had her in the armbar, but Liv tapped out at the same time, but there was a pinfall going. So everyone's like, oh, you tapped out, you lost really, even though you won the match. I don't get people. I really don't. I think we've covered pretty much everything, honestly.
Well, I think, AEW news, CM Punk came back. Everyone thought he was going to be out for fucking forever with his fucked up foot, and he came back on Dynamite, and basically he's going to be challenging Jon Moxley, or Jon Moxley is challenging Punk, and which way round it is, I'm not sure. And it will probably happen at All Out, I would imagine.
I want to talk about the poster.
The poster for All Out? I have not seen the poster yet.
No, not for All Out, actually. The poster for, what was it, Quake by the Lake?
Oh, Quake by the Lake. Is that because they were in the lake?
There is a poster. The headline of this the headlining match was for the Interim World Championship. It was Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho. There is a poster for the event. They're in a lake. The event is called Quake by the Lake. The poster shows them in a lake. Weirdly, that's filled with skulls.
What's wrong?
I don't know what kind of lake they're in.
Are they saying, like, the lakes in Minnesota are full of skulls, or...?
I don't really know what they're saying, but I think they need to Photoshop them out of the lake.
On an island or something, or...
Yeah, because it's by the lake. Guys, it's not in the lake. It's not Rumble in the lake. It's not Slaughter in the water. It's fucking Quake by the lake. But anyway, that's just my fucking nitpick for that. Hook won the FTW Championship.
Yeah, that's massive news. Hulk? Who's Hulk? Hook won the belt that his dad originally created in a very sort of wholesome sort of moment on was it on Rampage or was it on Dynamite? I can't remember, but on AEW television. And then Ricky Starks cuts what was probably a babyface promo, and then Powerhouse Hobbs was like, "Fuck your neck," and clotheslines Powerhouse Hobbs in the back of the head.
No, Ricky Starks.
What did I just say?
You said Powerhouse Hobbs clotheslines Powerhouse Hobbs in the back of the neck.
You know what? It was Powerhouseception. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was so beefy that he split into two people.
Exactly. He's beef. He's got so much beef that he.
So ironically, what should have been a cool moment for Team Taz resulted in the destruction of Team Taz. One of AEW's best stables, best teams. Now kaput.
Is no more.
Although saying this, it was to build Powerhouse Hobbs, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs looks like a human tank, so congratulations.
And it looks like he's going to fight Wardlow for the TNT title.
Interesting.
That's what we like to see.
All the
big
beef.
Meaty men slapping meat.
Slapping all the beef.
But no, Hook is clearly, he was distant. It was basically a tag team by the end of it. Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks. That was just Team Taz, really, because Brian Cage fucked off somewhere. Hook was sort of doing his own thing when he started wrestling, so it was just them two by the end of it. Ricky Starks is going to be absolutely fine. He's like a young Rock. He's going to be a great babyface. Everyone loves him anyway. Powerhouse Hobbs clearly being positioned for bigger things. That's good. And Hook has a championship.
Yeah, Hook is, I mean, it's not, well, it is and it isn't the championship. So
it only matters when Hook holds it. If anyone else were holding this, I would not care.
You don't know me, because you don't know me.
Yeah, that's how the song goes.
I think overall, I think wrestling right now is in a better place than it was 2 weeks ago.
Say this. As soon as Bray Wyatt comes back, which is the rumor, you're going to fuck me like, oh, this is shit again.
Yeah, no, enjoy this. I'm actually happy. I haven't complained once during this episode that I don't... Did I complain at any point?
That implies I listen to you when we do these shows.
Wow. Fucking wow. I'm basically the Mike Sempervive of this fucking thing.
Sempervive?
Sempervivi.
Is that a new evolution, but I don't know about?
Yeah, it's
Mike Sempervivi.
It's a new Pokemon.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And I'm at Bombshell. I think that would you shut up? Would you stop talking?
So that's the end of the show, everyone. So if you want to go to our link tree, you can go to linktree.com/Suplah. You'll find our magic tree with all the magic links in it, including our social media. What else, Sam?
You know, it'd be really good
What's that?
if you knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, well, you know.
Our link tree contains such bountiful fruits as Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. When are you going to start playing games, Andy? We're all very eager. We all want to know.
I've been meaning to get around to it. I even bought a computer and...
Well, whilst he thinks of an excuse, you can go to our other gaming channel on YouTube, which has uploads from like 6 years ago. They hold the test of time, or so I'm led to believe. And then we also have Suplah Brawl. We are well underway with Season 4, I think it is now. We are in Season 4 in the engine of WWE 2K22. Our next show is going to be an all-women's show. So sorry, Andy, you have no reason to watch because you're not in it.
I watch all the shows.
However, one of your new creations will be making a debut.
Oh... I know what you
Rumblings
mean.
by the coastline indicate there may be a new competitor coming to brawl from the ocean itself.
Oh, I've created this magnificent. This is my. You thought Derek was my magnum opus, Magnus opus, the pinnacle of my creativity. You will see something truly amazing that your eyes will not be able to comprehend. Your brain will not understand the genius that is my creativity. You will bear witness to a glorious creation, and this glorious creation is going to be the greatest competitor you've ever seen, ever, Sam.
And you can find other links in our link tree as well, linktree.com/Suplah. What do you think of all the news? Are you excited for Vince McMahon retiring? Are you happy for the Triple H era? Let us know in the comments below.
And we'll see you next time on the Suplah. Thank you for watching or listening or whatever you do. Stay safe. I don't know, tip your waitresses and waiters. I don't know. Don't stub your toe, that sucks. Don't step on Lego. Don't eat yellow snow. I mean, it's too fucking hot. Like, who the fuck's eating snow? So hot, Sam. Make it stop. The thunder is a deadly laser. I don't know.